Canyon Starlight. I live in Canyon Lake, Texas. And this is the kitchen that I'm going to be frying some wonderful fried chicken today. This is a recipe that was handed down to me from my grandmother, down to my mother, and to me. It may not be what most of the cooks are doing today, but this is the way I do it. My children love it, my grandchildren love it, and so today we're going to have fried chicken. The first thing you do is go and buy a real fresh chicken, or I'm sure a lot of you will want to just buy the ones that's all cut up at the market, which is great. And you bring it home, and what I do, I add a little buttermilk to it. You have to have it at room temperature when you get ready to cook your chicken though, and you have to have everything ready. The first thing I do is I get about 2 cups of flour. If you're going to fry a lot of chicken, it may take more. 2 cups of flour. I put a little salt and pepper, and of course I like to put a little Lowry seasoning. You can put any kind of seasoning you want to. And I put about a 1/4 cup of cornstarch. This makes it fry crisp. This is very important. You can get Clabber Girl or any kind that you want, but I do use the cornstarch. And I have my chicken cut up, and I go ahead, after I take it out of the buttermilk, and I go ahead and put a little salt on it. You don't have to put a lot. In fact, if you don't eat salt, you don't even have to put any on it, but I like a little salt on mine. And then I have 2 eggs. I usually take about 2 eggs, and you beat the eggs, and this kind of makes the flour stick to the chicken and gives it a good crispy flavor. The next thing I do, I take my chicken, I put it in the eggs, and then I dip it in my flour. You can do several at a time if you want to, which saves time, and you want to get them in almost at the same time so that they will cook get out of the pan and be ready for you and cooked at the same time. So I'm going to put about 4 in there right now. And the grease, you get your grease, you put it on medium, you get it hot, but not where it's going to burn your chicken, because you want your chicken to cook through and through. No one likes half-cooked chicken. So if you keep it on medium, I think that would do the trick. So I put about, in this pan, I'm going to put about 5 pieces. You don't want to overcrowd it. Give it a chance to cook. But I'm going to put about 5 pieces in there. Some of them are a little larger than the others, so you'll just have to keep some in there a little bit longer than the others. But the thing to do is let it cook about 5 minutes, and then it'll be a little brown, and then you turn it over. So I've got about 6 pieces in here, which is just about right for this skillet. And if you see that the grease is not quite hot enough, you can always turn it up a little bit. Just keep your temperature about medium so that it won't burn, but it will be good and brown. Now that has kind of cooled down a little, so I'm going to turn the temperature up a little bit. So we're going to cook this about 5 minutes, maybe a little bit more. We're going to cook it about 5 minutes on each side, and then we're going to turn it over. And back in my grandmother's day, you're real lucky now, you know. Back in her days, she had to go out in the yard, catch the chicken, wring its neck, dip it in hot water, pick the feathers off, cut it up. Aren't you glad you live in this day and time where you can just go down and get the chicken? I think it's wonderful. It's going to take about 20 minutes. And you can see that it's getting brown. That's the way we want it. We don't want it to get too brown. But we're going to turn it over, and it's going to brown on the other side. This is the secret. You cannot rush it. You have to be careful and get it turned over and brown slightly on the light side, because it's going to get darker as time goes by. Okay, this is getting brown, and it's cooking great. So we're going to turn it over about, I turned the heat up a little. We're going to turn it over about 2 or 3 more times, and then that's going to be done. If you want to, check it with your thermometer. About 160 degrees. So if you want to be sure that it's really done, you can always check it with your thermometer. But believe me, it's going to be done. See how brown it's getting? It's just beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Now I'm going to turn back down to medium. You have to keep your temperature right. This is turning out just great. Now this was a little bit of the breast. So I'm going to take it out now, because like I told you, it doesn't take as long for the breast as it does for the other. The thighs and the legs are the ones that take most of the time. And some of your pieces are larger than others, so you have to just be sure you cook those a little bit longer. Doesn't that look good? Man, that looks wonderful. Woo-wee! Nothing better than good old fried chicken. This is ready. I'm going to take this out. Beautiful golden brown. Absolutely wonderful. And then I'm going to put my other chicken in. And it won't be long till it's ready. Absolutely beautiful. That's the way I like it. Golden brown.